What is up, my friends? We are going live. Welcome. Literally spare of the moment. So yeah, let me get this tweet out really quick. I got the wife training in the background. She doesn't know that I'm live. So let's see what kind of dumb shit she says in the background. But she's working out, so maybe you'll be the first to experience some PRs. All right. Yo, Godfather J6, what's up? Hey, can somebody want to tweet this out? Somebody want to tweet this out? Or I got to go digging around to find it. Someone do me a favor and tweet it out and tag me? Can someone do that? I don't even know where, once you've already started, where the link is in StreamYard. Yo, Crypto Compassion, what's up, man? Hey, somebody want to no, don't want that. Somebody want to tweet this out and tag Crypto Junkie CO. You see it right in front of you, Crypto Junkie CO. Somebody want to tweet that out and tag me, please. I know it's kind of lazy. I apologize. Because if I go, wait, let me see if I can do it off stream real quick. All right, what's up, guys? What's up? We're going to talk about, just real quick for those of you that are in here, we're going to talk about rewards being slashed on crypto credit cards. We're going to talk about some weird Maxi behavior that every community kind of falls for, essentially. And we're going to talk about some other recent crypto revelations. Okay, so yeah, let me try and jump into this really quick. I got to send out a tweet so we can get more people on the stream. There's like fucking nobody on the stream. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there we go. We're also going to go over the email I sent out 10 hours ago. And I think Wales is going to jump on. He's dealing with some shit right now. And then, oh, hell yeah. Thank you. I was going to a conference and ended up here with Jay. Love you, man. I don't know how those two could have gotten mixed up, but sure. Oh, there you go. Tweet that shit. All right. Reshare it. Do your thing. Okay. So I sent out a tweet like 10 hours ago. I don't know. It's just kind of sad, like the current state of crypto and what we call crypto. It's just kind of weird, like where it's at. I wouldn't say I've been in crypto a long time, but I got to see 2017. I got to see 2019 ICO craze. You've gotten to see the rise and fall of communities. You've gotten to see the rise and fall of personalities. You've gotten to see the rise and fall of heroes, right? Like Arthur Hayes was the hero. BitMEX was the hero. Then they fell, and then it was CZ. He had a very small time, and then now it's Sam and FTX. Like, you've gotten to see this at the personal level with traders, with exchanges. You've gotten to see this right, left, and center. So first thing I wanted to cover is like, this is kind of an easy target. If I'm being real with you, is Max Kaiser's a fucking weird guy, and it seems like the more attention that this guy gets, like the weirder he gets. So he definitely thrives off of like the audience and the amount of people talking about him, the amount of people giving him attention. He's very much like a little kid who, like, I don't know if like as a little kid he just didn't get enough attention from his mom or dad or something, but he is very much into the drama, into like being big and I don't know, just like to me it's fucking annoying. Like just chill out, breathe, But anyway, so he posts this and like this happens a lot. You notice like people will post a clip and they'll be like, oh, got him. And then you watch the clip and you're like, but he didn't get him. So let's watch the clip. It's 2 minutes.
Gensler says this to the Senate yesterday. I quote, if it stays outside of the public policy framework for AML, tax compliance, and investor protection, it is not going to long persist, unquote. I think that's pretty clear what he's trying to tell you.
The issue I've got with all of this is I get the AML, I get the tax stuff. It's this stupid securities law from 1933, 1934 that doesn't make sense. It makes it highly restrictive in who is able to access certain things. It's that what is a security is we're trying to fit something into a wrong framework.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what the crypto guys
because anybody can buy a house. If you say it's a property, everybody should be able to buy it.
Yeah, but Raul, if I created my own Mikey coin and then I pumped it on Twitter and I dumped it on the retail population after I gave a bunch to a celebrity who then told the world it was great, it's illegal
Yeah.
and it's unethical. The truth of the matter is, if you have a centralized group of people creating a token, which is a security, giving it to themselves, and then selling it on the market and representing it as a decentralized property, you're crossing an ethical line, and you're also crossing a legal line, and you can't avoid the ethical responsibility and the legal responsibility simply by saying, oh, it's new tech.
Nobody's saying that. What I'm saying is, to classify it as a security is not the right way of stopping that. It doesn't stop it in equity markets. It doesn't stop it in the VC markets. It doesn't stop it at all. What it is it makes it more restrictive for people. Now, that nefarious behavior needs to be regulated.
If you understand securities law, you understand that they are securities. If I actually create 10 million tokens and I give 5 million to me and my four compatriots, and then we start marketing the rest, and we do it without a registration statement, without disclosing who owns the security, it is a security. You are violating securities law. The law is black and white. And so the only people that think it's not a security are people that don't know the law, right? If you look at everybody in the crypto space outside of Bitcoin, I think that most of them have never taken a company public. They don't have general counsels, right? They don't understand.
Okay, cool. You guys get it. All right, so let's unpack this here. Like, they're both right, but it's because we going back to it, words and their definitions, right? It's always the biggest issue in miscommunication in conversations. So, what is the goal? What is the framework that we're measuring success or failure off of? Well, if it's good enough, then securities law is doing an amazing job, right? But if it's stomping out every single bit or instance of securities fraud or I guess you could say bad behavior, then no, it fails miserably. And all of these accredited investors, securities laws, they do and are targeted at cutting out a large amount of the population from participating in that market. Why do you think crypto became so big in the first place? So they're both on the same side of this, but neither one of them realize it. Well, maybe just Saylor doesn't realize it, but it's like, look at this commentary here. The day Raul got exposed as a douchebag who rips off noobs. So because he supports AML, KYC, and other means of verifying people to make sure that they're real, but wants to have access to more people, which I thought that was the whole banging of the drum in crypto, was bank the unbanked. Is fucking Bitcoin not saying that right now? So what are you even talking about? What's the fucking argument here? The argument is that this guy, Raul, is an idiot, which I don't even know him that well. I don't listen to his shit at all. So the argument here is that he's an idiot because he's saying that everyone should go get led to the slaughterhouse from these scams because securities is bad, so there should be no securities. He wasn't saying that. He's just saying that the securities laws are really fucking old, and they are. It's no different than saying right now they want to take a accredited investor and bump it from $1 million in assets to $10 million in assets. Who are you going to serve then? An even smaller demographic of people. So again, because nothing was clearly stated in terms of what's the goal and how are we defining these things, you once again have an argument that's easy to spin either way. Either one of these guys could spin it to their liking and be like, oh, that guy's a fucking retard. Oh no, he's an idiot. It's I don't know. I just don't understand these, this gotcha bullshit where it's constantly trying to frame something in a way that fits your bias or your argument. So yeah, this fails miserably. You look stupid by trying to say this and point this out. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, right? You guys see that, or am I sitting on this one by myself? But yeah, I would just say also too, to take this a step further is, when you talk about adoption and stuff, is as markets get tighter and as more crazy shit is happening, Bitcoin maxis are just getting more and more aggressive. They're just oh, you're a fucking retard, or you sit on the side with us, and there's no in between. So I don't know, it's weird. Especially with the Luna thing that just happened over this last week. It's all of them are on full attack mode of everything. So, and again, here's another part of the hilarious hypocrisy is Kaiser, Bitcoin Magazine, all these Bitcoin maxis. They all absolutely love the idea of an ETF. What the fuck are you talking about? We're talking about fractionalizing something down into bits and pieces. You've sat and watched it happen with gold and silver, but yet you're celebrating it with Bitcoin? What the fuck what are you talking about, dude? You are either really, really stupid or you're a bad actor. And I don't know which one it is. I don't really care, but it's yeah, this stuff doesn't really make sense. So I talked about this in this email. So First of all, let me explain ETFs. We talk about it quite a bit, but here's what ETFs essentially do. They are like, and it's different from futures, because futures, like, there's no physical settlement, and on ETFs there's essentially a physical settlement, right, on those things. So it affects the supply and demand of the asset much more, and in a real way, versus futures really don't. Okay, so so ETFs are bad because you can then get into what happens with gold and silver. So if ETFs would have been a positive thing, gold and silver should have gone up after ETFs were rolled out, right? They weren't. And gold and silver, like gold just slipped again. And now it's like we're right back to the same price we were at 10 years ago. So it's the same thing's going to happen with Bitcoin. It's gonna be like this store of value that nobody ever can use, nobody ever decides to use, because the value never really moves. And big banks are able to come in and manipulate that price, which is what JP Morgan was found guilty of doing. JP Morgan was found guilty of like $990 million or something for a decade of spoofing metals on their trade desk. And one guy was found guilty. So, and they took over the silver short position from Bear Stearns when they went under in 2008. So it's the same thing over and over again. Does it increase adoption? Not really. I don't know. Like, wouldn't like Grayscale or something, if that was done right, wouldn't that have increased adoption more? And maybe a trust was the wrong thing to stack on top of Bitcoin, right? Like, who knows? Like, we've got the investment trust that just launched on Hex, and I think about that often. Like, you might not ever run into the same issue that you would run into with Bitcoin. And if you did, it's probably years and years down the road if you ran into any kind of like negative externality, like what you've seen now happen with the premium and how that trades against Bitcoin. I don't know if that's even going to happen in this case, but back to it is, so if this is like our shining example, our finish line of what finance looks like, I don't know, man. I'm not buying it. I haven't in a long time. And I think like the more we kind of point this out, the more we can get back on track with like, so it's like another example is, I don't even want to pull it out, but a macro economist was like, hey, let's test, let's build, let's break things. But then it was like, don't do that with Bitcoin because Bitcoin's perfect. Well, no, if the motto is build and break things and test and break things and test and see where the capacity is and where the maximum is, then why wouldn't we do that with Bitcoin? Actually, I think I can pull that up. Let's go to this. I post some wild shit on the Twitter, by the way. That's not like how I am in real life. I just want to make that crystal clear. This chick. Okay, so this was the whole tweet. The whole tweet was, where is it? Break everything that can be broken. But you see how it's framed? Bitcoin can't be broken. What are you talking about, dude? And that was my commentary. Look, get a clue. In 2017, the chain was almost unusable. Transactions were costing hundreds of dollars. It cost me over $100 to send $30 in Bitcoin. Transactions were taking days to settle. I remember because I fucking was there, but maybe you weren't. Or I don't know, maybe you've got selective memory. So you see what's going on is it's like, I don't really care what you're into and like what coin you think is the best or, whatever community you're into. It's like, just make sure that yes is yes and no is no, right? That's it. Just make sure you're holding yourself to the same standard that you're attempting to go out and hold the market to, other people to, et cetera, right? Just make sure that integrity is aligned. That's it. That's all I care about, right? And if it's not, then like work on that, right? But maybe don't call so much attention to other people's shit if your house isn't even in order. It's just weird. It's like really weird and cringe behavior. So it's like, okay, Bitcoin's the best, but yet we're just going to skip over this. We're going to skip over the attacks that have happened. We're going to skip over all those pieces and just that. Why? Cool. Welcome to the stream. If you guys are just tuning in, my wife, the gym is right behind me. So my wife is back there training. So you get to hear her like grunting and shit as she's squatting. She doesn't know we're live, which I think is great. Hopefully she doesn't say some dumb shit, but you never know. Okay. So yeah, going back to it is like ETFs are just a way to stretch out the supply of the underlying commodity or asset. So how is that a good thing? How's that a good thing? Just like I don't think that it being a reserve asset across 200 plus countries is a good thing, because then central banks, and there's hundreds of central banks, would have to hold that as a some amount of reserve on location. It would have to hold that, right? So it'd have to hold that in some sort of capacity, some sort of amount, which in the short term looks good because it's like, yeah, bro, pump my bags. But it's like in the long term, it makes the shit like unusable, unless there's like this period of time where it all happens at once and everybody buys their Bitcoin. All the institutions buy their Bitcoin, like, because hedge funds, everyone except for family offices would have to buy and keep some sort of reserve of Bitcoin specifically on hand if it's going to be a reserve, right? So that all happens at once. The chain like maybe bogs down a little bit, or maybe it's all OTC deals. I don't know, right? That happens, and then it's like everything's fine again, but there's just like a larger, lower supply, a less supply on the markets. Like, but we've got paper trading now that physically settles. So how does this affect supply and demand positively for my price going up, for price appreciation? And it's the same argument, like, okay, bank the unbanked. Okay, let's run that through to conclusion. We bank everyone on the fucking planet. Nobody's using cash anymore. Everyone's using Bitcoin. Does that actually work? No, we've tried it. We've literally tried it. 2013, 2015, 2017. As these waves of adoption come in and more people came in and we're like, oh shit, especially in 2017, you got to really see it. Well, this is the currency. So you had all these crypto Bitcoin loaded debit cards and stuff show up. And it's just like, why would you ever want to do that? The price was so volatile. It's like, I go to use my debit card and it's worth less than it was like 10 minutes ago. And then depending on how long they delayed prices being updated, I might be suffering from a lower price, which is taking down the balance of even on my debit card versus what the actual price is right now. So how do you do that? We saw companies struggle with that over and over and over again, struggle with that. So, and a ton of people were there to try and use the actual asset, and nobody could. So again, like what the fuck is this good for? I guess is my main question here. What the fuck is the point here? So I don't know. Is this making sense, or is it just me? Because maybe I'm not using my linguistics and words properly. Let me catch up on chat. Okay, can you shower in 10 minutes? No, let me know in the chat. Let's get rid of this. Oi, Mango Junkie, what's up? Joe Venturo, Van Udo, what's up? Bit Finesse, hey, what's up, bro? Paul, what's up? Yeah, Crypto Compassion, Godfather, cool, guys. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it. Everyone's tweeting and resharing, like super last minute. I get like this sometimes where it's like, hey, let's just have a quick conversation. These don't have to be like 8-hour-long streams. They can just be like an hour, and we just talk some shit. So let's talk some more. Let's talk about all these changes we saw, and they're not really changes. They're just like they were gonna do this, and now they're talking about it, and they're like publicly doing it, and putting it in documentation, right? So this one right here is Coinbase, basically saying, moreover, because custodial held crypto assets may be considered to be property of a bankruptcy estate, in the event of a bankruptcy, the crypto assets we hold in custody on behalf of our customers could be subject to bankruptcy proceedings, and such customers could be treated as general unsecured creditors, aka you are never going to get your money back. And so, I don't know, I kind of thought this was like obvious, like not your keys, not your money. These things sitting on a public exchange is not a good idea. So I don't know, I kind of thought that was common sense, but I guess not. Let's open up my notes here. Dude, there you go. All right. What's the next one I wanted to show? Let's just pull that one up. We've got changes to the CRO. Oh, no. That's going to be file folder. You guys get to see a bunch of shit on my screen. All right. That is going to be macro folder. Yeah, so I guess like, how's that the future of finance, dude? How's that the finish line? That's my argument. I think it's an easy one to make. Is it's just like, how is that the finish line? I want more people to be talking like this too, by the way. How is that the finish line? All right, which one is this? So here's CRO, talking about reducing rewards. I'll put that on the screen for you. You can read that. And then the last one is Celsius, also said similar. I thought I saved that one too. Oh, I did. It's in downloads. Why did I not save that in the same folder? So yeah, basically CRO is dropping. The underlying asset CRO is dropping, and that's always going to cause this. In the event that Celsius becomes bankrupt, enters liquidation, or otherwise unable to repay its obligations, you may not be able to recover or regain ownership of such digital assets. Okay. So it's just crazy because if you think back to 2017 was the era of roadmaps and updates and wallets, QT wallets, and getting centralized listings. And that is constantly like somebody actually just talked about that the other day. They said, hey, somebody was asking like and trying to get educated on like how come Hex isn't on a centralized exchange. I don't know. Part of me doesn't know how to respond to that. Thank you. Part of me doesn't know how to respond to that. Get the dogs out. Because it's like, it's so stupid. It's like, where do I start? And I mean that in the best possible way. I don't mean that as an insult, but it's like, okay, you have to understand is that like, that is such an old narrative being parroted from years ago now, that doesn't actually matter. And so even when it did matter, everyone knew the game, everyone knew how corrupt it was, but they didn't really care. At the height of this, CZ was getting millions of dollars for a listing. And so you would have to give them millions of dollars just to list on Binance. Then on top of that, you'd have to give them probably somewhere between like 500,000 to maybe 2 to 3 million of the coin itself so that they could start market making. And all this is wash trading to make it look like you've got volume and activity on this asset to make it look like it's real. None of that's actually real. Market cap itself isn't real. Circulating supply by the current price. That's not a real metric of anything. And it just moves. It's a metric, but it doesn't really allow you to do anything. It's just kind of like, oh, cool. Wow. Yeah. Like billions of dollars. Great. It's not an actionable metric, and volume itself, especially on third-party exchanges, and centralized exchanges rather, is very wrong. So you're taking a bunch of different exchanges and trading pairs to calculate that. And I show this at the very beginning. So for example, this is Onomics, your guys' favorite, if you're a Hexican. So the Bitcoin markets, look at what it's comprised of. They're taking these exchanges and these pairs into consideration for this volume. What is this one right here? This is a fucking perp. This is a futures perpetual contract, meaning it never expires. This is not real volume, because for me to enter into a BTC perp position on FTX or on Binance, I am taking and putting up and staking up my entire wallet as collateral. So what if I have 0 Bitcoin in my wallet and I've got all USD and I'm opening a Bitcoin position? That's counting as volume, but there's no underlying asset being held to account for a 1-to-1 of that volume. So the issue with volume is that it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. So volume literally from that standpoint means nothing. Volume, especially on centralized exchanges, means nothing. Now volume on a decentralized exchange, volume like what you see on aggregators with Hex, is it works the other way. It's actually in your best interest to pay attention to that because it literally gives you everything that you need. Yes, sir. Staying busy. All right, I'll let you guys catch up with that. Daniel, what's up, man? Latin American crypto, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. Ginger, what's up? Can we discuss Pulse Chain? Yep. It's supposed to be coming up this month. Hair in my mouth. Yeah, it's supposed to be coming up this month, but it's just like, okay, so market cap is cool, but it's kind of like masturbatory and it doesn't really do much. Volume is a lie, especially on centralized exchanges, volume is a lie. And the way it's a lie on decentralized exchanges and DEXs is if you just see them moving around money from like holders' wallets. That's the way that they kind of mirror it over there. But if you don't have that, and it's actually like a real market with people really buying and selling, then you've got on your hands one of the purest markets that you could possibly be paying attention to, purer than anything else that I know of, because you've literally got supply and demand right in front of your face. That is so cool. Like, how come that's not being talked about more? So that proves that, again, what is it? We've got a bunch of bad actors, gatekeepers, or they literally just don't know. So this could be just an ignorance thing. But again, try telling like a Max Kaiser that. Like, bro, maybe you just don't understand like volume and how supply and demand works on these decentralized exchanges. Yeah, right, dude. he'd fucking have a meltdown. He'd start like jumping up and down and ripping up dollar bills in your face and screaming. And then they'd post a viral video and be like, oh, look at this idiot, got him. It's like, what the fuck, dude? That does nothing, by the way. Like it literally makes people hate your asset because you have like clownery like that occurring. So anyways, I think we kind of covered all that. So as like, it would appear that we're definitely in a bear market. I mean, Bitcoin at $30,000. Everyone was fucking bullish like a week ago until this all started happening. All right. He is a day 1 to 5 pulse sacrificer. Hell yeah, brother. Throwing money out the window, maybe someone will blow back. It's kind of like that, dude. It's like, I don't know. So, and again, this is insanely popular, right? Bitcoin and crypto is insanely popular, what they're calling crypto. So it just proves that like, and look at personal finance. Like I've spent a lot of time now in personal finance, like how to fix your credit score, like how to deal with, getting derogatories off of your statement or off of your profile. Like I went through a bankruptcy, like, I don't know, 13, 14 years ago, like when I was just a kid and had no fucking clue. So all of this, like when you come to the other side, you start to realize like, wow, I was really stupid back then, like genuinely ignorant back then. I think it's just variations of the same thing happening now. It's like, because you've never really had a real market that you could really drill down and get, true metrics. You're looking at it and you're like scratching your head like, well, this can't be real. That's the scam. And all of this is real because you've been in the system too long. You've been, down that path for too long that everything that's been presented as real to you, you don't understand that it's like upside down world, right? It's like opposite day. Smoothie, morning smoothie, having it a little bit early. What's up, Sandy B? Great to have you. Thought Child, what's up, dude? Yeah, and you got all kinds of actors like this. You got Tone Vays, which, I mean, what would be interesting, I guess, if you like wanted to do this to like really get them, is just go back like 3 years on these guys. And every single one of them have so much fucking dirt in their closet. But the difference is none of them admitted it. None of them just said like, yeah, you're right, dude. I'm sorry. Like Tone Vays with the what is it? The TD9s, the sequential TD sequential bullshit. Oh, it's showing a 9. That guy literally said that like probably 1,000 times from 2017 to 2019 and was wrong every single fucking time. They're not easy. They're not hard to like get them. So I don't know. Maybe that's why they spend so much time trying to like architect gotcha moments on everybody else because they've themselves got them. I mean, look at some of the commentary that Kaiser said on the Ukraine situation. Like some of it was right, but it's like that actually manifested itself into a real thing. Like you said, it was fake and never going to happen and all just smoke and mirrors from industrial military complex, but there's actually stuff happening on the ground. People are losing their lives. So as much as it might be this or it might be that in terms of definitions, it's still actually real. Like it's real to those people over there. The currency lost its value. That was real. Everything shut down. That was real. It just like, I don't know. It's just kind of stupid. So it's easy. It's easy to like get these guys. So Tone is another one where the TD sequential 9 thing was a fucking meme for forever. And that's why they were posting all the shit about his hair and how it looked like a barcode. So you had that. And then he paired up with that chick and that old guy. And that old guy ended up dying or something. And his like hyperwave bullshit was even worse than the TD sequential 9 stuff. So these guys, like, they couldn't even get TA right. Not like you would have been better off throwing a dart at a dartboard. And this is just like, this is rough memories I've got. It could take probably 10 minutes of research and you would completely own these guys. So I don't know, like, but what's the point? What the fuck is the point? So the more they go out there and just keep looking obnoxious, keep looking stupid, people eventually filter through from an education level to something like Hex. There's a reason why there's so many smart motherfuckers in Hex and they're not everywhere else. There's a reason. And the only reason why I think there's not like more developers, like mainstream developers and stuff, is because they fall for the same biases and the same delusions that everyone else falls for, like down the middle with retail. So they're not that much smarter. And if you look at like influencers and stuff like that, influencers for the most part are dumber than their audience. Like let that genuinely sink in. The guy that you see shooting a lot of those YouTube videos is dumber than his audience watching him. So yeah, of course, every single one of them talked about Luna. What else are they going to talk about? It had all the, You know, it had all the metrics of a meteoric rise. They're no different than the Jim Cramer. How right has Jim Cramer been over the years? Which, let me see something. I want to see if I still got this. If I still got this like readily available. I had an interesting thing for old Jim Cramer. His like 20-year, his 20-year like success rate is horrible. You would have been better off going against him on every single trade. That's how good Jim Cramer has been over the last 20 years. But he's not supposed to be good. You see, like, so then you got to start to think, okay, either are these all just accidental idiots, or maybe there's a little bit more going on here. Not everything's a conspiracy. I'm with you on that. I like poking around and playing around with that for sure because it's kind of fun. And my brain goes there for sure. But yeah, it's not everything's a conspiracy in this market and in financial markets. But it's like a lot of it's done on purpose. Like maybe they just don't. Nobody corrects you, and so then you just go along thinking that you're right for years and years and years. Like maybe it's just no one's really corrected Jim Cramer, and it's just coincidental and nothing more. It could be. I don't know. I kind of have my doubts that that would be possible for somebody to be like that for so long. Same thing with CNBC Fast Money with that Rand guy crypto Rand who dumps basically gets allocations and dumps on his followers' heads, and it comes out and says he doesn't. I mean, Zach XBTC is pretty much proven this, like, I don't know, 5 or 10 times he's done it. And that guy still gets more viewers on his live stream than we're getting right now. I got fucking 20 people watching this right now. That guy will get thousands of people show up and watch his live streams. That is the Mickey Mouse upside down bullshit that we're dealing with. So that's why, like me personally, I have zero intention of like trying to get so-and-so on a stream or get this popular crypto influencer or something on the stream and then what? Like my job is to suck his dick and try and convince him to like my thing that I like. Why would I ever do that with anybody? It's just a waste of time. Complete waste of time. All right. Let's catch up on this chat. Yeah, Tom DeMark, sequential. Okay, he's utterly insane. Yep, agreed. Okay, what is this? But I got into Pulse X. Yeah. I got into Pulse X bigger than I got into Pulse. So I kind of did that too, you know? I mean, it took me a hot minute to like hearing about Hex and then making a decision to get started and get a little bit in and then going all in. It's like, that's a roadmap. That's a journey. That's a hero's journey in and of itself. So it takes time. So it's like, cool, man. Don't guilt yourself or blame yourself over that. I did the same thing because my focus wasn't there and there's a lot of other shit going on. And I was also still trying to like wear these other hats at the same time. So it's just how it goes, right? Yeah. Okay. So Hyperwave. Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that because I wasn't really watching, but they would go live all the time. And it was Tone, the chick, and the fucking old guy. And they were just live all the time. Everyone watched those streams. Those streams would get 20, 30,000 people simultaneously. And now look at your average Hex streamer who's talking more fucking truth than any other media outlet out there. I guarantee it. I bet my fucking life on it that even the worst Hex streamer is talking more real shit than your mainstream fucking media. And they get nothing. They get nothing. Crickets, 10 people, 20 people. Fuck, dude, it's a joke. Yeah, common sense is the new conspiracy. And so that's actually a really great point. That in and of itself is a psyop. Like, I do believe that is very much real. Go ahead and read on the screen. I won't read it because I can't, because who knows what will happen in this video, in this channel. But yes, common sense is the new psyop. And the goal is to push it so far. They know it so far with you're seeing it, right? Like how many genders, what you identify as, who can and can't get pregnant. All of that is done on purpose. And they know it's fucking retarded. That's why they're doing it. Because like when we push so far, where are we going to be able to settle back at? Lockdowns, all the madness that happened over the last 2 years, they push so far, so you'll settle for digital ID. Won't you? You'll fucking beg for it. Just like everyone begged for the poke. So it's the same thing, dude. It's like basic psychology. And like, that's what we're dealing with. Like all this stuff like bleeds over and intersects. For example, with the Luna and the UST stablecoin, now the regulators are jumping on that. Oh yes, this is why we need regulation. Oh, of course, right on fucking time, as per usual, right on time, as per usual. Here it is. Let's show you. Boom. Yes, of course. US SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce says stablecoins are likely to be regulated in light of UST crash. Hold on a second, bro. Where were you in 2017 when there was $2 or $4 billion drained out of BitConnect? Where were you at, dude? You did nothing. In fact, like early on, I know one of the other like BitConnect guys that was like in coordination and helping the FBI, and the amount and the lack of information that they actually knew, the FBI itself had like fuck all information on BitConnect. Like it was two people, 3 people that gave them everything, that gave them the entire fucking case. And they did it willingly. They weren't even like guilty. They're just like, hey, fuck these guys, I'll help you. That was it. That's where their whole case came from. It's like, holy shit, dude. They don't care. Like, I would argue they adversely care, right? Okay, yeah, so I don't want to like get deep into, you know, like the everyday stuff, because I know you guys are burnt out on it, right? Like the news and the media, it hits you, you know, you're getting hit with it everywhere. And it's unfortunate, like the level at which it's at. So anyway, Pulse, I'm excited for just to see like what happens. Like I don't know if I have expectations. Like it'd be great if like everything like there's pairing and synchronicity that occurred and everything like paired up to its value on the new chain versus the old chain. We don't know if that's going to happen. Like you legit don't know. You can assume based on psychology, like it's going to happen. That being said, I think it's a really interesting experiment. And these things, if you look back, like it's pretty wild that, so again, test, break things, see, you know, try and find out where the edges are, where it, like I said, where it breaks at. Well, there is a guy doing that. You know, Richard's out there doing that. So it's like the whole CD concept and Hex was an experiment. It just so happens that it was a fucking good one. And so far, everyone's still winning. Like without the failure or liquidation of somebody else, without stepping on the back of somebody else. And I think that's what's the coolest part about it is it's like when we're trading and when we're doing these other things, it's like it's a game of hot potato, and the guy who gets out last always loses. That's true for yield farming. That's true for just a coin going up. That's true for all this shit. Yeah, and so that's why now like the new meme is, well, as long as like 3 Arrows Capital and Almeida and Sam and SBF and all these people are holding it, well, now we can have solace and confidence in this asset because, hey, they're holding it. But they didn't tell you that they're also simultaneously dumping it as they're tweeting out, oh my God, I love this coin. It's so fucking great. We're going to hold it forever. No, bro, they're not holding it forever. They're dumping on your fucking head. You are the exit liquidity. So it's like, yeah, man, the whole thing is just a mess. So these experiments are just that. They're experiments, you know, Pulse and doing this whole concept of like, you know, duplicating over a layer one, like it's fucking genius, you know? It's pretty wild that nobody else thought to do it. I guess we can say that it's just laziness because it's really hard to do. But yeah, it's wild. I love it. I love thinking about like what this will mean. So here's the positive of all this is that you guys, regular people, will then have the tool, which is money, to then go and start to create change and all the things that you want to do. A lot of people don't like what they're seeing. Cool. So you've got 2 options. We can run away. We can get second passports, other residency, backup plans. All that stuff is great, by the way. Doesn't matter to me what you choose to do. Some will choose to, I guess you could say, stay and fight. Others will flee. It's fight or flight at its core, is that you'll have a larger demographic flee than demographic that'll stay and fight. It's just how it is, right? That's how we're programmed. That's the oldest reptilian areas of our brain creeping in. So yeah, but now you get to make a decision on what the fuck you want to influence. And so I think that's a pretty amazing thing, man. I think it's going to be amazing when there's like 10,000, 100,000, you know, hexakin, pulsakin, millionaires, billionaires. Like what kind of change can we make then when it's just like, oh yeah, we can then start to have real conversations and real sway. Like they got their fucking Davos and all their other meetups, their secret meetups that they do all the time. Like, sweet. We'll just bring in 100 hexicans who have like trillions of dollars of economic value. We'll be able to fucking do whatever we want. So yeah, man, I like it. I like how this is all shaping up. Yeah, crypto is getting weird. If that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about me getting weird, I've always been weird. So welcome to the party, pal. But yeah, crypto is definitely getting weird. Like we got to start defining this stuff differently, you know? Yeah, I guess we just got to start defining it differently. Stay fight kind of guy. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, that stuff I'm definitely not down for. That's not really my angle. I don't really care about that. But like, I'm also one of those people who I'm just like, cool, man, I'm gonna use the tools that were created and I'm gonna do my thing with it. I don't really have to be involved or love the core guy or team beyond that. And that's just how I've always been. I'm not one of those trying to be the greatest Hexican people. I think that's fucking annoying too. All right. Yeah. What else you guys want to talk about? Questions? Questions, drop them in the chat. What is Hex doing? Otherwise, I'll probably end at 41 minutes. Like, I don't want to do a long one. It was just to cover like this kind of recent sanity. Okay, so we got a new weekly. I love how it like just dipped down, grabbed liquidity from our little area, and then bounced back up. I love that. Thank you, bro. Historic week in crypto. Yeah, big week in crypto. Remember Barry used to say that. It's going to be a big week in crypto. It's been a very big week. Fuck. We saw a top 10 coin get taken down by what looks like banks, bankers. You know, it's fucking Griffin and Citadel once again. Griffin and Citadel were involved in, believe it or not, early lab leak. He was involved in that. We got the AMC, GameStop run up, silver run up. He was involved in the whole Robinhood shutdown so that those guys could, you know, remove around liquidity and again get the winning hand, get stacked their deck while retail got fucking smoked again. Like that right there should have caused the riots, dude. A drug addict being high. Let me just get on my soapbox for a second. A drug addict being high and unfortunately, you know, perishing through that situation on a repeated offense when he was clearly told what was going on, that caused actual riots. What should have caused riots is everyone realizing that Robinhood shut down for a whole day so that bankers could fucking win and you would lose. They stole your money. They stole your money. Like that is fucking insane, dude. And like to this day, like what happened from that? Nothing. Who's the top traders so far of 2021 and 2022 through the pandemic? Fucking Pelosi. I mean, I could go on and on about this shit. How is any of this okay? The willingness of people to just get fucked in the ass is absolutely astounding sometimes. It's really, really weird. Really weird to me. But anyway. Cool. Any parting thoughts, parting questions for me? And otherwise we'll end it 43 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I love you all. You guys make this fun. I get on here and I just rant, talk shit. And you guys play the game with me. I like it. We haven't streamed on here in a really long time, so thank you. Share this around with your friends. Comment once this is populated. Everyone, real quick, just drop a like, please. Hit the like button. You know the algo thing. We gotta keep pumping that. I appreciate it. Looks like Wales is not gonna make it, but he probably thought I was gonna go for like 2-3 hours. I'm not in the mood for that. Hell, I gotta get rolling. But anyways, thank you guys. And we'll see you on the next one. Wales and I will probably be doing a macro stream pretty soon. There is obviously a ton to talk about. So be on the lookout for another stream with him and I on his channel later this week. And that's it for now. All right. See you, my friends.